I'm trying to get everything set up, and it's just not working. Now, that's better. That's much better. There we go. Maybe I need to kick the... pushing the table out more. And look at me. We're getting stuff done. Okay. It's never a dull moment around here. So, I can't find my necklace. I'm not used to this reversed. Oh my, I feel like I'm at the dentist office. I gotta go there next week. So I'll look down and fix everything. Okay. Minute and 35 trying to get to here. Well, we're not doing 31 baby steps right now. Did that this morning. But I am here to tell you we have an amazing sale going on our water bottle. It's $9. Less 15%, which would make it like $8.50. This is just the kind of water bottle our boys like. And we're going to get rid of these things. We love them, but everybody's got a water bottle, and now's your time to get a great water bottle. It's 18 ounces, and the sale will be going on until Tuesday. So be sure and pick up your water bottle. After all, we're moving in May right now. And this is a great water bottle for our young men and for us too. And it seals up good and everything works. I need to turn off my notifications before I start talking with my hands. Yes, it is a good deal. Hey, Liz. And then the calendar, our 2018 calendar, I don't have one here handy, but our 2018 calendar is $10. And we're taking it off the website on Friday night at midnight. So get your 2018 calendar. It's still got a few months in it. And that way you can play with it and do it for menu planning, because menu planning is a great way to use this calendar. It's just a wonderful way to use this calendar. So hang it up. When the new ones come out, you can get a new one. But for right now, use this, play with it, and once you try it, you'll not go back to any other calendar, not even the Google Calendar on your phone. It is going to change your life. We need a calendar that we can hang up on the wall that our children can see. Because when we hide our calendar in our phone, they keep asking me, well, when are we doing this, Mom? When are we doing this? And it's 50 questions all the time because they can't go to the calendar and see it themselves. So put it on the calendar and they will know. If it's not on the calendar, if they can't see your calendar, it's a problem. Hey, Melanie from Western Kentucky. My grandmother was from Mayfield. My mother was from that area too. And I grew up. Part of my farm was in Kentucky, in the far western tip of Kentucky. Right now the calendars are $10 flat out, but when we get the new ones in, they will be, I'm not for certain on the price, but like $15.95, something like that. And then you get your stickers and things. So, hey, yay, Melanie from Mayfield. I got cousins in Mayfield. Anyway, my sister was born in Birmingham, and I have another sister that lived in Birmingham. And it's hard for me to read the comments, but put them on, because if you've got a question, Liz will pin it to the top so that I can answer the question. We're not ready to do that just yet. We're still saying our hellos, but we will answer a bunch of questions. Yes, the calendar is listed for $10. You have to go to C/C and it'll get you there. You have to scroll all the way to the bottom on the calendar page, Liz, and then click the link. And the link was in the email that just went out about an hour ago. So you can find the link there. But you can get the sticker kit along with it, and it adds a few dollars to it. So now let's get back. We're finishing up a full week in our kitchens. Full week. Isn't that wonderful? A whole week in the kitchens. We have done a lot of stuff in our kitchens, and it's looking pretty good. You're getting dinner cooked. I even cooked one day this week, so that says a lot for me. So right now we're going to talk about what we're doing next week. Now next week we're in the main bathroom of your house, and that's the bathroom that company would use. So if you will, we're going to do a lot of detail cleaning in that room. And that way you will, I can't talk and read. I need a way to hide the comments going by. Yes, ma'am, I get all flustered trying to read everything. So I'm just going to look at the screen and not try to comment anymore. Okay, y'all got to quit slacking me too, because those things pop up on my screen. Now, I'm going to take a deep breath and let it out. I'm going to center myself, and we're going to get started. So, next week we're in the main bathroom, and the other room I picked was our kids' rooms. Now, if you don't have kids, pick the worst room in your house, or pick your own room, because we are kids at heart, aren't we? So what we're going to do is, in our kids' rooms, we are going to help them get ready for summer. And Tammy was already doing that this week with her boys. She had them going through their clothes and pulling out the things that they can't wear anymore, and they hand-me-down stuff, which is a good thing. But when your youngest one is 11, what are you going to do with all of their clothes? So you've got to get them out of the house. You've got to get them out of the house. So we're going to help our kids get their rooms in order. And they may need to be in there with them. You may need to be in there with them. They're going to have their own missions, but you may need to help them along, help them understand that they can't hold on to everything. And let me give you a little tip. And it's going to be in the missions next week. But get a Rubbermaid bin, one of those big gallon ones, that stands about 18 inches high, and it's 2 feet by 18 inches wide. Get one of those big tubs, and then that can be their keepsake tub. And when they have a keepsake tub, they can put the things they don't really play with anymore, but they're not ready to let go of it. You know how that is. And put them in that tub so that they're safe in that tub. It's their kind of like little home. And then when they get out of high school and go off to college, they can take their little keepsakes with them. But as they get older, not everything is going to be as important as the stuff when you're younger. it's not going to be that important, and they'll be replacing things in there because there's only so much room. There's only so much room. Now, we're going to go through the bedrooms and help them get their rooms. So if you've got several children, they've all got bedrooms, and they all need to kind of work together at the same time. Set your timer for 15 minutes. Don't overwhelm them, because that's the wrong thing to do. You can't overwhelm your children, just like I can't overwhelm you. That's why we love a timer. Now, it's going to be fun next week, because we're going to get ready for Camp Gonna Wanna Fly, and when the rooms are clean and the clutter and the paper are out of the rooms and the toys have been decluttered, they're going to have more fun this summer than you've ever seen. Now, we have a question that's come up. How do you pick up black lab hair? Our rubber sweeper works really well, but our carpet sweeper is the best thing I have ever used for throw rugs and carpet and dog hair and cat hair. Used to have a great big black dog, and he weighed 150 pounds, and he was shaggy, and we had a lot of hair. Nothing picks up dog hair off of carpet like the carpet sweeper. And a dry Swiffer just keeps costing you money all the time, when you can use a Fly Lady mop and dry dust mop your house. But what I've learned is I use the one with the fingers on it and make it wet, and I can get so much dog hair up and mop the floors at the same time. It saves a step. I don't even have to dust mop or sweep before I do the floors. And then you can rinse it off with a hose. You can rinse it off in the sink. You can rinse it off in the bucket. You can take it outside and use the rubber scrubber to get it off. It's a great tool for getting dog hair, pet hair, cat hair. I've got a brown dog, a black dog, a white cat, and a gray cat. And I got every shade of hair there is. So, what's next? Oh, I have to tell you what happened this morning. I do my little video in the morning. And last night, before I went to bed, I got this critical email that said I pretty much talk too much. Well, I know that. I'm bossy. I can't help it. Firstborn, that's just who I am. But I also I don't prescript what I say and when I say it. I let y'all ask questions on the morning baby steps that we've been doing. Yesterday was a rough day. My puppy knew. Puppies know these things. I was having a hard time yesterday. Robert was asleep. Justin was in an MRI tube getting scanned for tumors on his cerebral cortex. And the puppy knew something wasn't right. I was worried. I was waiting for his phone call. I was trying to do the baby step, number 9. And the puppy was chewing on me and wanting to do tug and all kinds of things. And I talked for 20 minutes. And she said, people don't want to hear you. You're not a counselor. She said that to me today. Well, we have a counselor on staff. Sister Patty is a counselor. She has a PhD, Dr. Patty, in counseling. And she can help lots of people. Well, as I was explaining that sad email I got last night, some precious lady was scrolling through Facebook with a handful of pills getting ready to take them. And she heard my voice explaining that clutter gets in the way of us doing what God put us here to do. And she said she stopped and she started listening to me. And she realized that her children needed her. So I thank this lady who was critical of me last night. And I told her that even God can turn things around. God can take something that hurt my feelings and me explaining it saved somebody's life. And I thanked her for being critical. We just have to let go and let God help us. We don't have to do it all by ourselves. Sharing what's going on with you can help others. And Robert likes to call them God breezes, and that's the name we've used for a lot of years. We don't know why things happen. But everything happens for a reason. It wasn't me this morning. It wasn't even the lady that was critical of me. It was God working through all of us to help someone in need. So please, 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 get the clutter out of your home. That clutter is standing in the way of what you're supposed to be doing. It's keeping you alienated from your family. And that's the hardest thing for me when I see people who are so quick to criticize. I know there's something else going on in their lives. And it breaks my heart because they just want to bite back, and they do it anonymously practically through the internet. They're quick to send off a scathing email. They're quick to get on a chat and fuss at somebody. We have to stop our negativity. Calm ourselves down and be kind to people. Last night, I just told her, don't watch anymore. If you don't like what all I'm saying, don't watch anymore. And she chimes back, for me to quit acting like a counselor because I'm not. Well, no, I'm not. I'm just bossy. But I got somebody on staff that is. And if we have an issue with something, she's there. She's always been there for me. She's my sister. Put it on a plate and burn it. I love that, Marie. That is wonderful. Put it on a plate and burn it. That's a good idea. So let's pray for the young woman this morning who was having issues with not wanting to be here anymore. And let's pray for the other lady who was quick to criticize. And she said, I didn't take her suggestions well. Well, God put me here to do this, and I'm not going to question God at all, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And yes, there is a mental issue behind clutter. We hold on to things because it makes us feel good. It keeps us from feeling guilty about how much we've spent on something. It keeps us from making us think we're frugal. We got to let it go, y'all. We got to let this clutter go, because it is keeping us in a cocoon that keeps us separated from the people we love and the people we don't even know we love yet. I got the sweetest email from a friend this morning, and she's been getting dressed to shoes for many years now, and she has reconnected with friends from long ago, and she never dreamed that she would do that. So let's get rid of this clutter. Let's find out who we really are, and quit being so quick to criticize everything. My niece Jessica works with Fly Lady Premium. That's a website that my nephew built, and it's where you get one-on-one mentoring from a fly baby who has been through this system and came out on the other side with a clean house. Now, how cool is that? That somebody can talk to you each week and help you get your home in order. Okay, let's take some questions. I'm going to quit crying now. Sometimes crying's good. My stuff was my mom's stuff and just lost her 7 months ago. How do I work through that? Well, you may not be ready to work through that, Tammy. You may not be ready, but you'll know when you are ready. And I would suggest just doing some little things right now. Just a few little things. If you've got to go through a whole house full of stuff, or you've incorporated it into your house, keep it localized and just do a few boxes at a time, because not everything is worth keeping. I mean, I have one thing that was my mother's. One thing. And it's right here. I'll get it. It's a little box. And inside that box I have a little rose that my son gave me. It's beautiful. I love it. And when she gave it to me, she thought I'd lose it. But that was my mother. So be kind to yourself going through your mother's stuff. Be kind. You can't keep it all, and share it with others. We had an auction of mother's things, which helped a lot. She had a lot of stuff. We had a big yard sale too, a moving sale. And it was what we needed to do. How do you declutter when your hubby is a pack rat and keeps things because he might use it someday? Well, you can't declutter his stuff. Number one, Ruth, you can't declutter his stuff. You can only declutter your stuff. And the truth be known, you're a pack rat too. So you get rid of your stuff, and when you get your stuff pared down, he's going to start noticing a difference. Now, try to get him to contain his clutter into certain areas. Like Robert has the whole basement and the garage and his office and part of our closet, and that's where he stores things. That's where he has things. And he has a great shop. So I'm thankful for his shop. There's a commercial that comes on TV where the water's dripping out of the ceiling, and the husband says, "I can fix that. That's just a busted pipe." And the wife says, she laughs, rolls her eyes, and says, "No." You gotta let it, you gotta realize my husband can fix anything, and I'm very thankful for that. If I need one little thing, he's probably got it in the basement, but he declutters stuff all the time, and I'm real proud of him for that. Now, I've got 3 little ones. 1 and 3 years old. I've got little ones, and they're 1 and 3 years old. Any tips to tackle those rooms next week? They can't help. Yes, they can help. You should see Liz work with her little ones. They're 1 and 5 years old. Little ones can, and Mikey's been cleaning his room since he was 3 years old. But you gotta do a lot. You've got to do a lot, and you got to get the clothes out of there, and don't save the clothes. You've got clothes in your children's bedrooms that you're saving for babies that haven't even been conceived yet. So you got to let these clothes go because they are cluttering up that room. And it's making it hard on your children to even think, especially when they get to school age. We got a testimonial one time from a lady whose 9-year-old son had discipline problems at school. And she was just reactionary. So she goes in his room and she gathers up everything in a garbage bag. And she left him his bed and a nightstand, 2 matchbook cars, and a Magnadoodle. She had 3 toys. That's it. 3 toys. And she pretty much told him he could earn his toys back. Well, after a week and his discipline problems at school had totally changed, she asked him what toys he wanted back, and he said he didn't want any of them. And she was shocked. And he said, Mom, I can think now. Have you ever gone into a room that was so cluttered you just started shaking? There was so much stuff in the room. That's the way I feel sometimes. When there's so much stuff around, I can't breathe. I did an interview this week with a young lady for Business Insider. And she told me that her desk is so messy. I should have stopped the interview right then and said, go clean your desk off and then we can do an interview. But I didn't. And she says, I have to go work at a table because I can't work at my desk. Now, what does that tell you? You got too much stuff on your desk. So you got to get rid of the stuff on your desk. Now, next question. I hope I don't remember the question because it's gone past me. I don't have it in front of me. So I'll take the next question. You can do it with I remember the question now. The little ones can help. Let them play a game with you. Turn on some fun music and declutter their clothes. Okay, let's see. How do I declutter in a small apartment? Oh, wait. Where did that go? I don't remember it all. I unpinned it by accident. How do you declutter a small apartment? Most of the time, I can't remember where anything is. Help. Well, you've got too much stuff in a small apartment. What happens there is the walls start closing in on you. One time, people move into tiny houses for God's sakes. I can't imagine. But one time we had a family of 6 that were living in an 800 square foot house. And they couldn't breathe. And they wanted to buy a new house, but they couldn't afford to buy a new house. So she started decluttering. And when she did, the house got bigger all of a sudden. So when you get the things out of the house and get some creative storage, I don't really recommend storing things under your bed, but if you're in a small apartment, you might need to. But get effective storage. Don't just cram things under the bed. Get things that can slide out from under the bed. Use tables and other things where you can store stuff. And if you can't remember where you put things, write it down in your control journal. Put it in your phone under notes. when we get rid of the things that are in our storage places that we don't use, then we will have a place for everything. A place for everything and everything in its place. That's what my grandmother always said. And when you get through with it, put it back where it belongs. But you gotta get rid of the clutter because it's making you suffocate, especially in a small apartment. We had a testimonial once from a lady who lived she went from a 3-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment that was small. And she was an artist. And you know, artists save everything. But she wasn't just an artist. She had her stuff displayed in the Smithsonian Institute. She had made a doll. And that doll had been displayed in the Smithsonian. And when she moved into her new apartment, she quit painting because she couldn't get to her paints because everything was crammed into this one room. Once she started decluttering and narrowing down what she wanted to keep, she was able to paint again. And it was a great feeling. Okay, Leslie, let's see what you got to say. What do I do with Mom that doesn't want to get up and clean her house? My sister gets mad at me when I say to let Mom do it herself. Well, if you keep doing it for her, your mom doesn't have any routines. So you've got to teach her some routines. Simple little routines like get up in the morning and get dressed to shoes. That's an important thing. She may need help with some heavy duty stuff. As she gets older, she might need a little help, but you can come over once a week and do weekly home blessing hour with her. Y'all play a game out of it. Write everything down on little sheets of paper and put it in a bowl. She wants you to come over. That's what it is. She wants you to come over and spend time with her. And if, cleaning a messy house is how she can get you to come over, then maybe you need to have more time with her and not be cleaning. So get the cleaning done so y'all can play together or go to lunch and do some fun things. In fact, that's our next week's pamper mission, is to go to lunch with somebody. We need more questions. Everybody post the questions. I'm getting good at them. So I hope you've been enjoying our 31 baby steps. A lot of people have fallen off the bandwagon because they don't even jump on the bandwagon because they're afraid of that they've missed out the first 9 days. Don't do that. Do you have a message to my congregation moms? Let's see. I'm speaking on self-esteem. Well, here's how self-esteem works. When your home is messy, you feel like crap. We want to be the best mom, the best wife, the best, all-around hostess with the mostest. But when our house gets to be in chaos, can't have anyone over syndrome, then we blame ourselves. And when we blame ourselves, our self-esteem goes in the toilet. Now, it's real easy to get it back. You got to go shine your sink. It starts with shining that kitchen sink. I know people don't believe it, but that's where it starts. That shining sink becomes this beacon of hope because there's no mound of dirty dishes. And set your timer and do some fun things. Put on some fun music. Get the clutter out of your house. And teach them how to, when they bring a new thing home, they get rid of 2 old things that are just like it. Any kitchen decluttering tips? Well, you know, there's a lot of people getting married in June. That's, 2 weeks, 3 weeks away. I would start putting together little hope chests for people out of your doubles. You've got twos and threes of everything, every gadget known to man in your kitchen. Start decluttering them, building little hope chests for your children or your grown children that are in college, because they're going to start housekeeping before you know it. They're going to get their own apartment and they're going to need some stuff. Oh, let's see. Christy. Let's see what Lori has to say. What do you do if you have physical limitations? Well, if you can get out of bed, you have to get dressed in lace-up shoes. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you can get out of bed, you have to get dressed. But see, that's what our timer is for when we have physical limitations. One time we got a testimonial, and these testimonials stick with me. We got a testimonial from a lady who was really overweight, and she couldn't stand but for more than 2 minutes at a time. And that meant she couldn't go to a convention and buy her children's homeschooling curriculum. But over the summer, she started setting her timer for 2 minutes and getting up, and then she would set it for 3 minutes. She pushed herself a little bit more. She got her sink shiny, her kitchen got clean, and before the summer was over, she was able to get out and do some things that she needed to do to educate her children. Imagine that. Timer did that. But it was her consistency of doing that that helped her. So use your timer. It tells you when to stop and not push too hard, as well as getting you up off your bottom. Because we all need to get up and move a little more. That's what May's all about. Let's see what Allison says. I wanted to tell you I've started with my kitchen, keeping it clean. I have 6 people in my family, and I love to know how you keep up with laundry. Laundry's easy. A load a day keeps Mount Washmore away. With 6 people in the house, you might need to do 2 loads. You do a load of clothes and a load of towels and a load of sheets, but a load a day. Now, here's how you figure it up. If you didn't do any laundry all week and you had to go to the laundromat, you would sort all your laundry out in piles, put it in pillowcases, take it to the laundromat, and you would need how many washing machines? Probably 10, 11. Then that would work out to 2 loads a day. So at night, when everybody gets their baths, gather up a load of dirty clothes to take to the down to my washer's in the basement. So I get some steps in when I'm doing laundry to take it down to the basement and put the load in. Then let it run while you're getting ready for bed and stuff, and then by the time you go to bed, it'll be stopped. Then first thing in the morning, now don't put them in the dryer and go to bed. Don't do that. Don't run the dryer while you're sleeping. Then when you get up in the morning, turn the dryer on, and start another load. Then you're going to have a load to fold up before you know it. And I like to pull things out of the dryer one thing at a time and fold it up. Close the door, let it keep running, pull one more thing out, fold it up. Then, when you get that folded up, take it and put it away. Now, if you don't have room to put things away, this is why working in your kids' rooms next week is going to be so helpful. We're going to clean out a drawer for each person in the family. And then you're going to have a place to put their underwear. And if you have to use Post-it notes, label the drawers so you know where their underwear is. Keep it simple. And doing a load or two a day is going to keep that mountain of laundry and that continual doing laundry all day on the weekend. Weekends are for fun, not laundry. Do you hear me? Say it with me. Weekends are for fun, not laundry. Now you can do one load. It's not going to take forever, 15 minutes. It takes, 5 minutes to gather it all up and put it in the wash machine. It takes another 2 minutes to put it in the dryer. The dryer runs. It takes 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes to fold the load. So you're only looking at about 15 minutes of actually doing laundry because the machines do it. It's not like we have to put it in the bathtub and do it. Okay, how do you keep things clean when everyone but you has ADD and ADHD? Well, you're the mommy in the house. You're the director of this play we call home. You're in charge. And setting a timer, because kids with ADHD are very creative children. You got to play to that aspect of it. So put on some fun music, set a timer, and before you know it, everything's going to be put away. So just before everybody gets ready to go to bed, make sure everything's picked up and put away. When they come in from school, make sure they put everything where it belongs. But you're standing there. You're going to set the timer for 5 minutes so everybody gets it done. Do it fast. Don't let them put it down. I know many years ago, we had someone working with us, and her 11-year-old daughter came in from school, put her backpack down in the middle of the living room floor, and she told her, she said, next time you put the backpack in the middle of the floor instead of in your bedroom, I'm going to put it out on the front lawn. Well, the next thing you know, the little girl's got to do her homework, and she can't find her backpack. This was 2 or 3 days later. And she said, Mom, I can't find my backpack. And her mom said, where did I tell you I was going to put it? And she thought, and then she ran to the front door, ran out the door, and there it was in the middle of the front yard. That will get their attention. Not in a mean way, but in a way that says, okay, I need to listen. And it is going to be okay. But you have to be the director. You have to set the parameters for your family. Okay, Lori says, I am fixing to have surgery in Hendersonville, North Carolina, in East Tennessee. After surgery, I will be in a neck brace for 3 months. How can I keep up and keep decluttering while I'm down, sick, and healing? Well, first off, you probably won't be able to pick up anything. So your main thing during this time is to have a control journal written out. And with this control journal, you can get people to help you. Get up and get dressed and pick up after yourself. When you get something out, put it away. Don't be lifting no bunch of stuff. The doctors will tell you what you need to do, but you'll be able to pick up a plate and a fork and a spoon and wash it. You'll be able to put 2 pieces of clothes in the laundry. You'll be able to do some little things. They're not going to want you sitting around. They're probably going to want you up and doing stuff or walking just to get your energy back. So I'll be praying for you. But you listen to your doctor. You can clean up any mess that happens while you're sick when you get well. Right now, you got to take care of you. Okay. Got 15 more minutes. What do we do when father-in-law has been has been dead 2 years, and they had clutter, but now it's worse, and we need to get the house on the market ASAP. Hubby is going it alone, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, guess what? This is going to be a life-changing experience for him. I would suggest getting one of those dumpsters that you can get from Lowe's, where they come by with a crane and pick it up. Getting a dumpster was one of the best things we ever did when we remodeled our house in 2000. We got a huge dumpster. It was a walk-in dumpster. And as they were putting the materials in from tearing out and doing the remodel, my husband cleaned out the basement. He got rid of stuff that he had been holding on for 20 years. So it can be done. Get a dumpster. I know there was a lady in town who died, and they were trying to get her Victorian house on the market, and they just rented a dumpster, put it under the window, and just threw things in the dumpster. No telling what they threw away. How do you keep from... lost that one. How do you keep from buying things I don't need? I find I'm doing this to cope with trauma I'm facing. Well, stop shopping. Don't go into the stores, and don't go on eBay, and don't shop on Amazon. Just say no. Quit buying things. You can do it. So, let's see. Y'all got some more questions for me? Next week, we're going to get those kids' rooms clean, and you clean out a drawer in your room, too. That drawer being cleaned out is going to make your laundry much easier. Okay, so what about community items? Oh, glasses that he brings in the house and old paperwork. We literally have 15 years of old paperwork. Well, go to Dave Ramsey's website, and Dr. Ramsey has a lot of helpful tips on what to keep for paperwork. Important things to keep. We have every tax return we've ever filed here in the house, but they take up this much space in a drawer. Now, the getting that clutter out of the house. Now, you got to get together on this to make room. Yes, we love Dave Ramsey. He's special to us. He understands us. We can get rid of stuff if it's your stuff too. So, do we have any more questions? What's the website, please? It's DaveRamsey.com. Why wear shoes? Shoes tell your head it's time to do something. Everybody has, every different type of athlete has a shoe for their athlete, for what they do. Even swimmers have shoes. If they're scuba divers, they have fins. If they're baseball players, they have cleats. Football players have cleats. Golfers have golf shoes. There's shoes for everything. Well, lace-up shoes is our deal. Put on your lace-up shoes. Now, when you have on your house shoes just say, okay, I can take a nap now. I can kick them off, and I can get on the couch, and I can take me a little nappy poo, and before I know it, it's all going to be, I'm just going to close my eyes for a little while. You know the routine. Stop it. Put your lace-up shoes on. That way, when your kid runs out the door or the dog runs out the door, you can run after it because you got your shoes on. Or if your friend calls and says she needs you, You can run out the door. You got your shoes on. Just grab your purse and go. Yes, we wear shoes because shoes tell our head it's time to do something. And it does the reverse. It doesn't. Shoes energize us. They really do energize us. What if you have things you need to get done in more? What if you have things you need to get done in more than one zone? Well, I suggest for people who are just getting started to do some crisis cleaning. Some people need to see a little more stuff happening. So with crisis cleaning, you do 15 minutes in the kitchen, you do 15 minutes in the living room, and you do 15 minutes in the main bathroom of the house. Now, that's to get ready for company coming. And you can do it a second time if you want to. But that lets things kind of get clean. A lot of people who have a housekeeper coming once a week, they have to clean the house to get ready for the housekeeper to come. So really what you're doing is you're getting stuff picked up and put away so that you can start your routines. Kathy, you're not a flip-flop girl anymore, because I want you to put on some lace-up shoes or some sandals that you can't kick off your foot. Now, flip-flops are dangerous. Flip-flops will cause you to fall faster than anything. Flip-flops don't protect your foot. When you drop something in the kitchen, ask me, I've done it. So wear shoes that protect your feet. You'll be glad you did. Well, I don't see any more questions coming across. I got lots of hearts and shoes protect your feet from plantar fasciitis and all kinds of things that happen. Let's see what Louise says. On chemotherapy and seem to have what they call chemo brain. How do I help with procrastination and all the clutter that seems to be accumulating? Well, with chemo brain, which I don't know about, but anybody with who's had concussions and all kinds of things, or brain fog from thyroid issues, get you a note card and make you a little list. Not big list, a little list. And the list can have 6 things on it. 6 things, just 6 things. And with those 6 things, you can roll a dice, you can do a spinner. There's lots of fun things you can do to find out what you're going to do first. And every morning, start out with your 6 things. Put a Post-it note. I have a Post-it note on my computer, on the top of my computer, that says, do my morning video. I have to have it because I'm liable to get started doing something else first thing in the morning. And the next thing I know, I've forgotten my 31 baby step video I was supposed to do it. Yes, I forget things too. Post-it notes are absolutely wonderful. I don't like wearing shoes in my new house. Well, get a pair of shoes that you only wear in your house. That's all you got to do. Just a pair of shoes you only wear in your house. What is your advice for working fly babies? Same advice I give everybody. Except you're not home to mess up the house during the day. When you get home, change out of your dress clothes and put on other clothes that you can do things in and not cook and different things. The main thing is you still have to do these routines. Get up 15 minutes before the flow of the family and do your routines before you go to work, and do one item of the weekly home blessing hour. Like today, I gathered up all the trash. And we have a chart that you can download for free in our control journals that you can put on your bathroom door and do it. Yes, we have the 31 baby steps on our website. They're on the main website under Fly Lady Live. You can't miss it on the homepage. What's the best way to stay motivated if you are depressed? Get up and get dressed to lace up shoes as soon as your feet hit the floor. And fix your hair and put on some makeup, and then you're going to feel better about yourself during the day. And drink your water and get out in the sunshine and walk. You got that? Get outside. You need some vitamin D. And check with your doctor about getting your vitamin levels checked. You may be iron deficient. You may not be depressed. You may just be iron deficient. Okay, let's see. Well, we got 4 more minutes, and then I'm going to get out of here. Yes, I have done several videos on depression. But when you're real snappy and irritable with people, you're hurting yourself. You're really hurting yourself. You've got to zip it and close these fingers so you can't type. Wow, that looked like I got drool coming down my cheek right there. What is the best way to keep up with children's clothes and seasons and not having too many clothes? I have 4 kids and I feel like I'm constantly going through clothes. Well, you do it each month. Deal with clothes at the first of every month or at the change of seasons. Right now we're going from spring, soon be summer before we know it. So right now we got to get the winter clothes out because you may need to keep one little hoodie or something for them. But get rid of the clothes, and they probably won't fit them next fall. So pass them along. Keep one item that they can layer up things, and you'll be good to go. But you probably have too many clothes, and that's a big issue when you hold on to things, because by the time all the clothes go down through the kids, the last kid has every pair of pants that every kid's worn. So cull it down. Let go of them. We're in shorts and shirts, and you need 1 pair of slacks, and you need a few dress clothes for church, and you're good. That's good. That's a good idea, Jenny. Real good idea. When you're doing the laundry, that's what I do. When something I've got I don't really like, I put it in a pile by the dryer. And then I bag those up and take them to Goodwill. And put this stuff on your calendar when you need to do this. Do it with the change of seasons. Change of seasons. It just became spring, and then June it's going to be summer, and then September it's going to be fall, and December it's going to be winter. So the change of seasons is a good time to do this. With the change of daylight savings time is another time to do it too. How do you get the family to pick up after themselves without being a tyrant? Well, don't be a tyrant. Put on some fun music, set a timer, and everybody scatter and pick up and put things. Everybody grab a basket and gather up the things that don't belong to them and put it in their room. You can change your attitude by zipping it. You can do it. Well, it's been a good day. I love you all. I thank the Lord that God has given my mission to me. I would have never known what that was unless I had gotten rid of my clutter. And I have to stay on top of my clutter all the time. Y'all, I'm not immune. I am not immune. If I bring something home or I order something, I have to get rid of something. I have to stay on top of it. Well, I will see you later. Have fun. What are you doing for date night? What are you doing for family fun day? And be sure and spend some time with yourself on Renew Your Spirit Day. I love you all. I'll see you later. I don't think that worked. Let me hit finish again.